Hello everybody, this is Infected, StarCraft 2 player, kind of coming with different strategies, kind of trying to figure out how to play the game, kind of mind fuck people in Zerg. Today I'm going to be talking about ZVZ. Since I got a new job, didn't have very much time to play for about a week, so when I came back, kind of noticed ZVZ has now evolved down into doing as much damage to slow people down from getting mutalisk first, or kind of going into a Zerg baneling into them, then early pressure into Roaches just kind of pounding down people's throat. Now, the game I'm going to be showing right now, the first one, I played against this guy twice before this game, so I kind of knew his playstyle. It's pretty obvious to me. What he likes to do is he'll get up his base usually around the same time, so it's hard to tell whether 15 or 15 like hatch first or after pool. So with this game I kind of decided to play it safe. Yep, I got my spawning pool down first. After this drone, yep, should go build a hatch very soon. Or not. And like I said, because I knew this guy's playstyle from playing him a couple times, he always likes to go for kind of lots of lings and lots of banelings early pressure, which kind of confused me because even after defending it, after losing maybe like four or five drones each time, like I killed his army repeatedly. I still had no idea how he was able to fund sending more troops at me. But then I kind of just came to terms realizing he was a better player than me. Because I know you like to transition from lots of speedlings into mutalisk, I decided to do something silly and go for mass roach queen and just have the queens transfuse each other a lot. So see, I'm ahead. Units lost. Filling up an evolution chamber, roach, because I saw the banelings. Income wise, I'm pretty far behind, but it's like no drones have been killed. He's still throwing lings at me. Didn't really catch the timing of this, but he's sending more drones into his gas, and just kind of the ebb and flow of the battle is ZVZ is you attack, you lose, and you fall back and defend. It's kind of how it's always been. Unless you really go to, and then whatever you had surviving past, you just set up for counterattacks. Kind of throw the army from getting attacked immediately. Alright, so he already has his lair, got his spire on the way. His income is pretty low considering what I usually like to do, which is pretty safe. But because I had so many queens die, and I'm not actually building enough. And this is kind of where it was a downfall for me. So, case in point, his build was actually really well. One, it wasn't an all-in. Two, it set him up for a perfect kind of transition into air to mutalisk and ZVZ. And honestly, I've kind of just got into my own playstyle. He was far better, but he was a very good player considering how much like minerals he kept down. Like he wasn't over like 500 like I tend to be. But then again, I'm not typically a player that's very used to being very risky. Originally, like I said at the beginning, my plan was to get creep spray started, and then just have all my queens just kind of start marching up here with +1 air attacks. But because his attack kind of delayed me from actually getting enough drones, my income was pretty dismal. And I always, since I got the gas tat earlier, shouldn't have been this high. I should have never gotten the gas this early. But from this point, I'll just speed it up and just kind of show. Got my overlords. He's going to pop up the mutilator, going to take out all these overlords that are standing by supply capping it. And then before I can actually build like spore crawlers, he just comes in and starts taking out my tech and start picking apart all the points of weakness. And again, he played very well. He outplayed me, and that's something that takes a lot of me to say. It's like, yeah, I think it takes every player a very hard time to kind of swallow. And here comes his Mutalisk. Yep. Focuses down the Spore Caller, which, I mean, pretty stupid, but I mean, I had no more anti-air after that, and yep, just my inevitable downfall at this point. I was trying to push out with the roaches, but because I didn't have the queens like I originally planned to, this was doomed to fail. Didn't enough Mutalisk else to start powering down my roaches. Yep, and this is kind of where I got the idea for early pressure, and there's that. I mean, granted, he wasn't like highest APM, highest like just macro player. But, I mean, the game taught me, this game in particular, kind of just showed me if you put pressure on someone, not only do you cause, as a Zerg player, everything kind of revolves around larva. The more larva you have, the more drones you can make, the more warriors you can make. Well, if you're getting pressured on, you have to go out with more warriors to defend your base. Well, where does that leave your economy? A little bit far behind. If you don't have the economy, your tech is far behind. And I don't, like, theoretically, I don't know if the guy actually got it, understood that, but it's just, like, all the games he did, that same build, same strategy kind of just picked me apart. And at this point, I've tried to incorporate it into my own. For a while, I was trying to play ZVZs by out macro, so I would grab a third base before I started my lair, which, I mean, it's always set my lair tech behind, but, I mean, with 2 or 3 spore crawlers at each base, it would stop me in the harass. And at that point, the Zerg player would have to expand, and at that point, I should have enough gas and minerals to actually just make 14 melis from the start, as soon as the spider's finished. However, that little bit of early pressure prevents me from expanding, and because I delayed my tech to allow myself to expand, he's going to have the upper hand of that. Alright, so this game, as soon as it finishes loading, another ZVC. This is me. It's infected with top. This is on the newer maps. Cool things I like about it for different matchups is the rocks to the back door. It's actually really cool, especially when Protoss try blowing in. Just gonna start sending like 2 wings from the very get-go, or even 1, just to start wearing it down. That way, if you try doing roach counterattacks, roach pressure, it's very powerful. But this isn't ZVT or ZVT, so back to the game. Open again a little bit. Typical build, kind of 14 pool into 15 hatch. As soon as I throw the hatch down, I start my extractor. Sorry, got lost for a second. The reason why I throw it down a little bit later is just because I don't want to run my queen as much. I mean, my house is pretty scrapped. And then what most people will do is just to be safe would build 4 lings or kind of just take up 2 lings or 2 larva. But I kind of wanted to be a little bit greedier because I'm getting gas a tad earlier. I kind of want to have extra mineral. As soon as I have 100 gas, I pull 1 drone. Excuse me. I pull 1 drone away from the extractor. Not sure if it helps overall, but it throws down my gas so it doesn't become outrageous. Alright, then should be throwing down. Yep, baneling nest right now as soon as my lane starts going out. Yep, and here I just hit a timing. Income wise, he has more drones than me, which is usually a good thing, but because it's ZVZ, like I said, if you build more drones, you have a small army. Unless you have the perfect counter to whatever your opponent has, you're going to lose more drones. So, I mean, he set up a pretty good wall. What he should have done was have his drones on hold position. I purposely clicked on a couple of Zerglings to focus fire the spine crawler first, and I'm just doing more and more damage to his workers. Meanwhile, my economy, I've just realized with all the extra love I had, I kind of just pumped more links just because I saw how many he had made. But kind of level the playing field again. My income was a bit higher than his. That's kind of like kind of not a good thing. My attack should have done a lot more. And again, I was trying to spell it out, just kind of trying to incorporate it from my from the last game I showed you. And then it's coming down to who has a superior micro. Because I'm focusing so much on not dying to one or two banelings, having my entire army just evaporate. I'm not actually building anything. See, way too much money there. But here I'm just trying to send my little banelings into the middle line, which is always a kind of a cool thing to do. Should have brought him closer, but like I said, this guy played a little too greedy, and this is what happens. And I should have actually started my lair tech. Yep, started right now. Should have started much earlier because, again, it's outrageous and pretty pathetic how much money I have in it. So here he comes with his counterattack. Have my units. Having on this map is still weird to me. I haven't played enough on it. His army is actually bigger than mine right now. Oh, or maybe not. I think it counts as units in production. But yep, just kind of pulling back and defending. Like I said, the ebb and flow of the battle. You lose a battle, then you can fall back and defend. And here with the queen, extra the reinforcements on the way, and then just coming down to me having better micro. Oh, better micro. Yep. That's the problem. So I mean, because I did so much economic damage to him with that first attack, he's basically kind of hit out of luck. And it's just at this point it comes to an all-ins, and I was making banelings at the right time. I was defending with enough units, and here, layer's been done for a while. Should have been more on top of it, but I was more worried about defending. See, this is the problem. You should always focus on macro, but it's just one of those things that macro is just needs more practice. Alright, and yep, at this point, anyone can see it's the last calls from. I mean, he still has a decent amount of income to support like this amount of production with queens projecting, but with like without him having as many banelings, hard to talk today. It was pretty much over for him. So going to the game number 2. This is against a different player. However, I think I had it kind of refined down a little bit better. One of the things that you should always try if you're trying to do attacks like this is try to make it so that he doesn't see the attack coming. I'll focus on myself here for a second, just so the timings. Yep, as soon as this 14 spawns, 15 sends on the hatchery, start the gas right away. Here he went for a 15 hatch into a pool. He gets his gas much later, which is why my speedlings do much more damage. I don't want him to see if I'm like trying to go to a roach tech. That way he's have to kind of throw his economy down, little roll over his head. But I mean, he saw all those things coming his way. That's why he started making sound. He has a spine crawler. Alright, here I'm just trying to be like a little pain in the ass and just try sniping a drone or two. At this point it's okay. At the earlier stages of the game, every drone counts. And here he's made a lot of links. Making some links. Here Yep, powering out 10 links, so I'm getting ready. I have the baneling nest now. 2 drones and gas. My money's a little bit better under control. And I just kind of split up my army, so you couldn't see it coming, but overlord placement here. Yeah, it's pretty well. Yeah, a couple queens, they're very good. It's just kind of holding the lines, especially if you delay your metabolic boost. But our banelings kind of come in, and all his Zerglings are dead. Yep, at this point, all his lings, because they're slower, they don't attack as fast. Like their attack speed's actually, I think, slower. Yep, and it just comes down to sliding more drones. Again, delaying him as much as possible. There he has 22 wings in the way. I have a couple of banelings here. I was hoping to send them to the drone line, but I mean, killing off 3 lings is always fun. But again, I have some more reinforcements on the way. My money's now starting to go a little too high, but I have both extractors, or all extractors, all our bases going. Should have started my spire a little bit sooner, but again, trying to get the banelings in time. But this guy, he already knew it was kind of too late with how much damage. Yeah, like 20 drones worth. 20 drones killed. So again, it's like the concept of this timing or this 2 base is silly. I really like it a lot. It always feels cheesy and always feels dirty. It's kind of one reason why I don't want to show that type of builds here. I mean, yeah, I get it, tournaments or just kind of like someone's asking for a rematch because they did something cheeky and to do it back to them. But I mean, as a whole, it's actually very well, very good. But certain maps are pretty good counters to that, allowing people to kind of just go for roaches. This map is one of them. Another one is Buster Red Vestige. If you get like a little bit creep spread, couple evos, a roach warren, and then you can build your spine crawler, and it's just smooth sailing. This map, smaller choke point to the natural, and you always have these rocks right here, so all you need is to collapse them right here, and then just leave an overlord here or here, and you can see all the units coming in. It's also very easy to expand to this space and then expand to this. So I mean, if people allow you, if they're turtling up, it's always a good idea to expand. So I want to speed things up. Again, I kind of go for the same build. Go for the 14 pool into a 15 hatch, and getting 14 extractor. And from there, I kind of just wait till the swine pool's done, get a queen, get an overlord, pump drones until I'm supply blocked, and just kind of easy breezy sailing. This guy, he kind of did it. I don't know if he had timings in his head or just kind of like, oh, this feels right. But he did a pretty good job. I think he also counter pushed me. This is kind of the problem with mirror matchups. If someone gets something out a little bit ahead of you, you're gonna fall back. But because Zergs are always very good for Zerglings are light units and they're very fast. The only thing that can really stop them is just like a giant bowl of roaches. But another thing is banelings. So if me and him go for the same type of 2-base baneling timing build, then whoever's micro is better will win the engagement, and whoever's macro is better will win the game. Like here, I completely butcher it. I'm already like just really ridiculously behind now. So I have to play in the defense. And because of smaller chokes, banelings is, if you get them like on one side, it's always going to be really, not impossible, I would think, unless the person was going all in. So now I'm the one playing defensive. I want to put pressure before his banelings come out. Again, I'm not microing very well, but I'm just trying to prevent banelings from going and killing my drones. Start my lair around the same time, just because look how much money I have saved up. Alright. Here he actually kind of messes up his drone control. But he is ready to counterattack, so hint the third Evo. I'm just worried that he's going to start expanding. You know, stuff faster than me. Oh, got my spire on the way. Got my third on the way. And because that's another smart thing to do is always kind of have lings to scout out the bases. Here he's trying to put some pressure, but here's are pretty good. Yep, quite a bit of pressure. But I mean, with the right banelings, all that would die in like 3 banelings. Yep, so he's getting ready to expand to his third. Again, cool thing about leaving this here, not only do you see when they expand, you can also block it and kill the drone off. He did the smart thing, went for upgrades, whereas I was trying to save enough gas for me to do this. Yep, so 8 meters right off the bat. Got my third. Should be throwing down a spore with these initial drones soon, just to be safe. And another bad thing that he didn't do is like pull his overlords back as soon as he saw the meters. But he's trying to get ready for that roach 1-1 timing. Which, I mean, should work. It normally does work. I mean, doing the spine crawler, Needless always just free DPS, and then the speeding surround. And all the amount of lings I have coming on the way to kind of pressure this. Yep, roaches, man, again, going down to attack the third with my lings and my Nivas. Trying to overlord hunting a little bit more, kind of supply rock them. And now the entire game just kind of swung back in my favor. And my income is much higher. Take out the third, fall back, pick off these roaches. I had extra spine collars just because I knew the potential for attack, but at this point he played pretty poorly, in my opinion. Like, not I was doing 100% perfectly well. But because of his second attack, or his first attack on my natural, didn't do as much damage, and because my micro was pretty poor, like pretty piss poor, I was able to get my saturation back up before his third attack would come. I had more than enough needles just to pop off like around maybe like a small army of like 6 roaches before they even got out of their base. Yep. And with the destruction of his third base, his income being pretty, it's already pretty bad at this stage in the game. Just because you're starting to lose your mineral patches, and his creep spray wasn't very good, so you can't expand with spore crawlers. It was pretty much a lost cause. I mean, I should have started throwing down Evo chambers, but I wanted more investment in gas and more minerals. So. Yeah, that kind of just shows overall the ebb and flow for mirror matchups. And going to a little bit of theory crafting. If someone goes in an identical build as you and you are a mirror matchup, whoever's control and whoever has more money will always win. It's kind of have like wars in real life. However, if you can control, I don't know how to phrase this, if you can get your timings out, split perfect, have enough money for what exactly you need, then you will win, because surplus is only good if like an emergency happens, like you lose your drones at a base, or you need a lot of zerglings to pop up, or a lot of roaches to pop up right before the army comes over and kind of starts laying siege. So yeah, this is my kind of a little bit perfecting. I'll probably practice this more, but it's kind of a 2-base zergling baneling into mutalisk. I wouldn't really call it a timing, however, with the initial assault, with like just maybe 10 rings with about boost before the opponents, I would call it a timing. However, just as a Zerg player, always keep in mind when you're facing another Zerg player, you want things to snowball for you if you want to go mutalisk. And if you want to go Roach Hydra against this type of build, you should probably choose the right map for it. And the right time to do it. So I think that's it. All right. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you have any comments or any suggestions to make this a little bit better, quality-wise, or hell, even me, because I know I suck at this, let me know in the comments down below. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time.